Hey, what's up guys? This is Josh with JDB Business Solutions. So earlier this week we posted an article about the benefits of being an LLC taxed as an S corporation. And one of the requirements we put in there to become an S corporation is you have to file Form 2553. So we're going to show you today how to fill that out. As always, I do recommend that you use a CPA to do this. You don't want to do something wrong and screw up your entire business entity. But if you're going to try to do it yourself, here's how it works. So going down to part 1 here, and the election information. Name. So this will be the name of your business. So in this case, I'll do my business, JDB Business Solutions. Then over on A here, you're going to have to put your employer identification number. So I'm just going to make one up. And if you don't already have an employer identification number, which if you're an LLC you may not, it's not required, but it is required for an S corporation. So if you don't have one yet, you would have to obtain that, and maybe we'll do a video on how to do that, but it's pretty simple. You can Google how to get an EIN, and the IRS's website has it pretty straightforward on how to do that. Alright, so B here, they're going to want to know when it became incorporated. When did you become this business? In my case, it was 01/01/2013. The state of incorporation, where it's located, Colorado. The address of the business, so let's just say 111 somewhere street. City or town, Centennial, Colorado 80015. Okay, so this is all just your basic business information: name, address, employer identification number, when you incorporated, and the state that it's incorporated. Okay. So if you changed your address after applying for an EIN, you'll have to check either whether you changed your name or your address. Okay, so you do that there. Election is to be effective for the tax year beginning. Okay, so this is the year you want it to become an S corp. For me, if I wanted to become one in 2013, I would say 01/01/2013. If I wanted it for 2014, I would just do 01/01/2014. Alright, the selected tax year. For most of you guys, this is going to be the calendar year. A fiscal year just means you have a different year end than a calendar year, so maybe it's at the end of September. For 99% of you, it's just going to be the calendar year. If more than 100 shareholders are listed for item J, check this box. Okay, so a small business, what we're talking about here, you're not going to have more than 100 shareholders, so you can ignore G. The name and title of the officer or legal representative who the IRS may call for more information. So if you're the only person in your business, which is likely if you're watching this, you're just going to put your name and title here. So I'll just put Josh Bowerly, owner, and your phone number. Alright. If this S corporation election is being filed with Form 1120S, I declare that I had reasonable cause for not filing Form 2553 timely. And if this election is made by an entity eligible to elect to be treated as an S corporation. I also declare that I had reasonable cause for not filing an entity classification election timely. See below for my explanation of the reasons the election or elections were not made on time. Okay, so this is just a long way of saying that you have to elect to be taxed as an S corporation before March 15th of the year you're in. Now, a lot of people don't meet that deadline, and that's okay. If you don't meet that deadline, you have to put in a reasonable cause why you didn't. And the reasonable cause could be as simple as, I didn't know I had to do that. So if you're watching this now, it's not too late. Go ahead and file this form. Unless you're filing it with your tax return, you don't fill out this part. You'll just include a separate letter which states, I'm filing this late because I did not know that it had to be done by March 15th. Okay, then you're going to come down here, signature of officer. If you're the only one, you'll be the one that signs it. If you're not the only one, it'll be the person who filled their name out in box H here. Alright, here, you're going to have to list out each shareholder. Alright, so in my case, I'm the only shareholder. For many of you, that'll be the case. You're the only shareholder or owner. Okay, so I put my name. I'd have to sign and date here. The number of shares or percentage of ownership, so 100%. Dates acquired, in this case, it'll just be the date the business started. Social Security number goes here, and shareholders' tax year ends. So for, again, 99% of you, your tax year end is going to be 12/31. So just put 12/31 in box N here. All right, and that's pretty much it for this part. If you are selecting a different year end, you may have to look at section O here, or P. But for what we're talking about today, that's about it. Qualified at subchapter S, trust. That's something that gets a little more complicated and doesn't apply to what we're doing today. So today we're just looking at small businesses who are LLCs and want to become S corps. Just fill out this form like we talked about today and file it with the IRS, and you'll be all set.